how sometimes you feel like there's something working against you regularly? Like you've got the world's biggest "don't pick me" sign hanging on your forehead, and like blessings just skip right over you and land on every other person. Baby love, you are not crazy. That feeling is very, very real. But here's the thing, we tend to look at things that are working against us out there. We're always looking out into the world. Imagine the world plotting, people blocking, some forces holding us back. But the truth is, the killer isn't out there. The killer that we're speaking of right now is right here, in your head. That voice that whispers, "Don't try because you'll fail." That voice that says, "Don't speak because they'll laugh." That voice that screams, "Don't show up because you somehow don't belong." That voice is unaliving your confidence on a daily basis. But if you give me 10 minutes, and I will make that killer your biggest advocate, and we will rebuild that confidence brick by brick and make it rebuild what it tore down. So let's have a real conversation about confidence. It's not just about looking bold in a selfie or showing up cute in somebody's post. Real confidence is how you move through life. The way you speak up, the way you take up space, the way you trust yourself when there's nobody clapping. And when you lose that, baby, that's expensive. Because without confidence, you stop raising your hand, you stop applying, you stay quiet, and you shrink yourself. And that silence costs you opportunities, relationships, energy, and peace. Confidence is not optional. It's the foundation for everything that you want. And today, we take it back. And don't think for a second that there's anyone immune to this kind of talk. Most of my life, I spent shrinking myself. Not because I didn't have people in my corner cheering me on, or my mother didn't pour love and support into me constantly. It was because of the story that I was telling myself. From a very, very young age, I started comparing myself to the people around me, to the people I saw on TV, and that script only got louder as I grew up. And it didn't matter how many accolades I got, it didn't matter how many times I was invited into the room, I consistently felt like an imposter. And it wasn't until my 30s, mid-30s, that I really started to get real confidence. Not the fake confidence that I had gotten really good at wearing on the outside, but the real sticky kind. And I'm still not perfect. I still battle with these kinds of thoughts regularly, but the difference is I understand now how to flip the script and the importance of flipping the script. And now I don't let it run me. Okay, so for all my left brain thinkers out there, here's the science behind it. Your brain believes what it hears the most. That's it. If your inner loop keeps saying, "I'm not enough," your body acts it out. It's not personality, it's programming. Let's just call it what it is. The killer is stabbing your confidence and unaliving your vibe. And it's loud, it's dramatic, it speaks in absolutes. Always, never, everyone, no one. But here is the truth. Yes, the killer is loud, but it's not fact. And you have the ability to stop handing it the mic. So now, if the killer is the voice that's tearing you down, then guess what? You have another side, your hype voice. Think of it as your very own personal Flavor Flav. And if you don't know who Flavor Flav is, I have a second to school you. He is the #1 hype man of our generation. Big clock around his neck, always jumping around on stage screaming, "Yeah, boy!" His whole job was to make sure that the spotlight never dimmed on his people. That is the kind of energy your hype voice needs to bring to you. And if it doesn't, it's not serving you. All right, so this is how we flip it. Every single time you hear the killer, in your head, you hand the mic back over to your hype voice, your Flav. And then you lay down your confidence actionable step brick. Because confidence is built back brick by brick. So the first example, speaking up. The killer is 100% going to try to convince you not to speak up in that meeting. That whatever you say is gonna be stupid and you're gonna look stupid in front of a room full of people. But your hype man is going to remind you that your perspective has value and they need to hear it. And your action step, say one sentence out loud in the meeting, even if it's simple. Silence is stupid. Speaking up is smart. Example 2, walking into a room. The killer probably has you convinced that nobody wants you in that room, that there is not one single person that thinks that you are qualified to be taking up space. But your hype man, Your hype man is going to remind you that you were invited in that room for a reason, and you bring something in there that was not there before you got there and will not be there when you leave. Action step. Make eye contact, say hello to anyone in the room. Space isn't something you take. Baby, it's something that you claim. And final, looks and self-worth, probably one of the most important examples. The killer has you convinced, I'm ugly. Everyone else is prettier than me, better looking than me. But your hype man, your hype voice, is going to remind you that you are more than your looks, and your energy is the glow that people feel when you are around them. Your brick. Compliment yourself once in the mirror out loud before you walk out the door. Prettiest surface. Presence? That's power. Okay, so it's safe to say that your confidence isn't gone. It's just buried under recycled lies. But you hold the power. One killer identified. The hype voice to flip the narrative and lay one brick. That is how the script changes. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to comment below the exact killer line you're flipping this week and the one brick you're laying down to back it up. Let's make it real. And if you're ready to flip the script in every part of your life, your relationship, your mirror talk, even the way you show up at work, hit subscribe. Because baby love, this is just day one. Truth be told, we're gonna get louder from here. All right, baby love, before you head out, I've got some homework for you. And I don't want you just watching this and nodding your head. I want you to do the work with me, because that is how confidence gets built, brick by brick. So step one, grab a notebook or use your notes app, whatever it is, and write down 3 killer lines that pop into your head the most. Be brutally honest here. Maybe it's I'm not enough, or nobody wants me here. Maybe it's I always mess things up. Whatever it is, write down exactly the way that it shows up for you. Step 2, right next to each of the killers, I want you to write the flip. That's your hype line. That's the voice that always has your back. So instead of I'm not enough, the flip is I'm still learning. And learning means that I'm growing. Or instead of nobody wants me here, the flip is I was invited here for a reason. You see how that works? Step 3, choose one brick for the week. Just one. A brick is small. Real action that proves that your flip is more than just words. If your killer says don't speak, they'll laugh, your brick might be I'll say one sentence out loud in the meeting. If your killer says I'm ugly, your brick might be I'll give myself one compliment in the mirror every single morning before I leave the house. That's it. 3 killers identified, 3 flips activated, 1 brick laid. And here's why this matters. Because next week, we're not just talking about the words in our head. We're talking about the killer that sneaks into our habits and our routines, the daily things that we do without even thinking. And if you come prepared with your flips and your bricks, you're going to be ready to take this work even deeper. So do the homework, baby love, and I'll see you next week.